Welcome to Hydrohaven. Today we're pulling back the curtain on plant combinations that professional growers and master gardeners rely on season after season. These aren't just random pairings, they're strategic plant partnerships backed by science and decades of gardening wisdom. Whether you're working with traditional soil beds or hydroponic systems, these combinations will help you maximize yields, minimize pest problems, and create a more resilient garden ecosystem. Let's dive into these proven plant partnerships that deserve a place in your growing space. Tomatoes and basil, the classic powerhouse duo. Professional market gardeners consistently plant tomatoes and basil together, and for good reason. This pairing goes beyond the culinary connection. It creates a symbiotic relationship that benefits both plants significantly. Basil naturally repels tomato hornworms, whiteflies, and mosquitoes through the release of volatile compounds that mask the scent markers these pests use to locate tomato plants. What makes this combination particularly effective is the complementary root structures. Tomatoes are deep-rooted feeders that pull nutrients from lower soil layers, while basil maintains a shallower root system. This stratification means they're not competing for the same resources, allowing both plants to thrive in close proximity. Master gardeners know the optimal spacing. Plant basil 10 to 12 inches from tomato stems, preferably on the east or south side. This positioning ensures the shorter basil plants receive adequate sunlight without being overshadowed by mature tomato plants. For hydroponic systems, place basil plants in adjacent channels or ports to your tomato plants, keeping them close enough for the aromatic benefits while maintaining separate nutrient access. The timing is crucial. Transplant basil when tomatoes are already established, but before they begin flowering. This synchronization means the basil reaches peak oil production and maximum pest repellent properties, just as tomatoes enter their vulnerable fruiting stage. Professional growers plant multiple basil plants around each tomato to create a protective aromatic barrier that substantially reduces pest pressure. Carrots and onions, the underground allies. The carrot-onion partnership represents one of the most strategic combinations in professional growing operations. Onions' pungent sulfur compounds effectively repel carrot flies, which can devastate carrot crops, while carrots help deter onion flies and other allium pests. This mutual protection system means fewer pest problems without chemical interventions. Commercial growers implement this pairing in alternating rows, a row of carrots, then a row of onions, repeating across the growing area. In smaller gardens, you can alternate plants within the same row, spacing them about 4 to 6 inches apart. The key is ensuring sufficient density of both plants to create an effective aromatic barrier while providing adequate growing space. For succession planting, master gardeners start onions first, often from sets, then sow carrot seeds 2 to 3 weeks later. This timing allows the established onions to begin producing protective compounds just as the vulnerable carrot seedlings emerge. For continuous harvest, professional growers sow additional carrot seeds every 3 to 4 weeks, maintaining the protection of established onions throughout the growing season. In hydroponic NFT, nutrient film technique systems, this companion effect still works when channels are placed adjacent to each other, with the aromatic compounds providing protection even without direct root contact. The pest deterrent effect remains effective at distances up to about 18 inches. Making this partnership valuable in various growing arrangements. Cucumbers and nasturtiums, beauty with benefits. Professional growers who specialize in cucumbers consistently incorporate nasturtiums into their growing systems. The vibrant flowers don't just add visual appeal, they serve as powerful pest management tools. Nasturtiums act as trap crops for aphids, drawing these destructive pests away from valuable cucumber plants. The flowers also attract beneficial predatory insects like hoverflies and ladybugs, which feed on aphids and other cucumber pests. Market gardeners typically plant nasturtiums every 3 to 4 feet along cucumber rows, or in container gardens, they'll position nasturtiums at the edges where they can trail downward, creating a protective perimeter. The optimal timing is to establish nasturtiums 2 to 3 weeks before cucumber transplants or seeds go into the ground, allowing the beneficial insect population to build up before cucumber plants reach their vulnerable stages. In hydroponic systems, master growers incorporate nasturtiums in separate grow bags or containers positioned near cucumber channels. Even without sharing the same growing medium, the visual and aromatic qualities of nasturtiums effectively attract beneficial insects and confuse pests. What makes this combination particularly valuable is that nasturtiums thrive in the same growing conditions that cucumbers prefer. moderate fertility, and consistent moisture. Unlike some companion plants that compete for resources, nasturtiums complement cucumbers without compromising their productivity. Professional growers have found that cucumber yields can increase by up to 20% when grown alongside strategic nasturtium plantings. Lettuce and tall companions, shade strategists. Professional market gardeners who specialize in cool season crops use a particularly clever strategy, planting heat-sensitive lettuce alongside taller, sun-loving plants. This technique, sometimes called nurse cropping, extends the productive season for lettuce by providing dappled afternoon shade that prevents bolting and bitter flavors during warm weather. Common tall companions include trellised peas or beans, sweet corn or sunflowers, strategically planted on the western side of lettuce beds. The key is positioning. The tall crops must be situated to provide afternoon shade without blocking morning sun. This arrangement creates a microclimate that can be 5 to 8 degrees Fahrenheit cooler than surrounding areas, significantly extending the harvest window for quality lettuce. Master gardeners time this pairing by establishing the taller crops 2 to 3 weeks before transplanting lettuce. This head start ensures the companion plants are tall enough to provide beneficial shade just as temperatures begin to rise. Commercial growers often use this technique to produce premium lettuce well into the summer months, commanding higher market prices when most lettuce has become scarce or bitter. For hydroponic systems, this principle can be applied by positioning lettuce channels on the eastern side of vertical growing systems that support vining crops. The afternoon shade principle works just as effectively in controlled environment agriculture, allowing for extended production cycles of high-value greens. Brassicas and aromatic herbs, the pest-confusing partnership. Professional growers producing cabbage, broccoli, kale, and other brassicas consistently interplant them with aromatic herbs like dill, rosemary, sage, and thyme. These strongly scented herbs confuse and repel cabbage moths, cabbage loopers, and imported cabbage worms, the most destructive pests of brassica crops. The implementation is strategic. Master gardeners plant aromatic herbs between every 3 to 4 brassica plants, creating consistent aromatic barriers throughout the growing area. The herb's volatile compounds mask the distinctive glucosinolate scent that brassica pests use to locate their host plants, making it significantly harder for adult moths to find suitable egg-laying sites. For maximum effectiveness, commercial growers establish herbs 2 to 3 weeks before transplanting brassicas, allowing the aromatic plants to develop sufficient foliage and essential oil content. This timing ensures peak protective compounds are present during the critical early growth stages of the brassica crops. In hydroponic systems, placing potted aromatic herbs at regular intervals among brassica channels provides similar benefits. The airborne volatile compounds effectively confuse pest insects even without direct soil contact between plants. Professional hydroponic operations regularly incorporate these herbs into their systems, recognizing their dual value as marketable crops and biological pest management tools. Strawberries and borage, the berry enhancers. Professional berry producers have long recognized the exceptional benefits of planting borage near strawberries. This star-flowered herb serves multiple functions in strawberry production systems. First, its vivid blue flowers are powerful attractants for pollinators, particularly bees, which significantly improve strawberry pollination rates, resulting in better-formed, larger berries. Master gardeners plant borage plants every 4 to 5 feet within or alongside strawberry rows. The timing matters. Establishing borage plants early in the season ensures their flowering during the critical strawberry bloom period. Commercial growers have documented yield increases of up to 30% when borage is strategically incorporated into strawberry plantings. Beyond pollination benefits, borage has demonstrated the ability to accumulate specific minerals that benefit strawberry production, particularly potassium and calcium, nutrients crucial for fruit quality and sweetness. As borage leaves naturally decompose, they release these minerals in plant-available forms, essentially serving as living nutrient cyclers. In hydroponic strawberry systems, professional growers incorporate borage in adjacent channels or containers. Even without direct root zone contact, the pollinator-attracting benefits significantly improve berry set and development. Many hydroponic specialists harvest and utilize borage flowers as valuable secondary crops for culinary and garnish markets. Peppers and marigolds, the root zone protectors. Commercial pepper growers consistently surround their valuable crops with strategic marigold plantings, This isn't just for aesthetics. Marigolds release specific compounds called alpha-terphenyl and thiophenies from their roots that effectively suppress nematodes and other soil-borne pests that can devastate pepper plants. Professional implementations include planting French marigolds, tagetes patula, or Mexican marigolds, tagetes minuta, between every 2 to 3 pepper plants. For maximum effectiveness, master gardeners establish marigolds 3 to 4 weeks before pepper transplants go into the ground. This timing allows sufficient root development and nematicide compound accumulation in the soil before peppers establish their root systems. The protective effect isn't limited to the current season. Research has shown that properly implemented marigold barriers can reduce nematode populations for up to 3 subsequent growing seasons, creating compounding benefits for crop rotation systems. Commercial growers often incorporate marigolds into their permanent rotational plans, recognizing the long-term soil health advantages they provide. In container and hydroponic systems, professional growers place marigolds in adjacent containers where their root exudates can still provide protective benefits without directly competing with pepper roots. The visual appeal of the bright flowers serves as a bonus, with many market gardeners harvesting marigold blooms as edible garnishes for additional profit streams. Implementing master combinations in your garden. To achieve professional-level results with these combinations, focus on proper spacing, timing, and positioning. Whether growing in traditional soil beds, raised gardens, or hydroponic systems, these companion relationships can be adapted to your specific conditions. Start with 1 or 2 combinations that address your most persistent garden challenges. Document your results through the season, noting differences in plant health, pest pressure, and harvest yields compared to previous growing cycles. This data-driven approach is exactly how master gardeners refine their systems over time. Remember that these combinations represent relationships developed through generations of gardening experience and scientific research. They're not gardening folklore, they're proven plant partnerships that continue to deliver results for professional growers worldwide. If you've had success with any of these combinations, we'd love to hear about your experiences in the comments below, and if you're implementing them for the first time, subscribe to HydroHaven to follow our seasonal guides on maximizing these plant partnerships. Don't forget to share this video with fellow gardening enthusiasts who might benefit from these professional growing secrets. Until next time, happy growing.